All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Thursday, August 21st, 2025 meeting of the City of Pleasant Hill Architectural Review Commission. Our first item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. And now we'll have the roll call.
Commissioner Johansson,
Here.
Commissioner Patari,
Here.
Chair Nelson.
Here,
For the record, Commissioner Kapoor and Weir are absent.
thank you. The next item on the agenda is public comment. This is general public comment for anyone who would like to speak on an item that's under the purview of the Architectural Review Commission, but is not on tonight's agenda. So if there's anyone who would like to speak on something that's not on tonight's agenda, now would be the opportunity. All right, seeing no one, we'll close public comment and move on to the minutes. This is approving the minutes of July 17th, 2025. I think Commissioner Patari and I are the only two who were here. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Abstain.
Commissioner Johansson, abstain.
Abstain, yes.
Commissioner Patari
Yes.
and Chair Nelson.
Yes. All right, the next item is public hearings. Our first is project number ENT 2025-0019 at 260 Nancy Lane. This is a single family addition and remodel. Do we have a staff report?
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Eliza Bailey. I'm the project planner for 260 Nancy Lane, ENT 2025-0019, single family home addition. So this project would involve expanding and remodeling an existing home. The existing home is 1,542 square feet of living area, single story, with a 416 square foot attached garage. The applicants are proposing a 600 square foot addition, which would result in 2,142 square feet of living area and would remain single story. The garage would remain almost the same size at 413 square feet. They will keep some existing landscaping that they have and will add some new landscaping. So here is the project location, 260 Nancy Lane. It's on the east end of Nancy Lane, on that south side of right before the court begins, right before the edge circle of the court. Here's a closer aerial view of the approximate property lines of 260 Nancy Lane as it exists now. Here's a street view of 260 Nancy Lane. You can see a few trees and landscaping elements in the front existing. This is an adjacent property at 266 Nancy Lane. Here's some more adjacent properties. This is facing the end of the court. 255 Nancy Lane is on the left side of this shot. 249 Nancy Lane's in the middle. 248 Nancy Lane is on the right of this shot. Here is the proposed site plan. The majority of the addition would be to the front of the home while filling in a middle portion on the right side that was open previously. This is the proposed landscaping plan. They will keep several of the existing elements while adding plants such as hydrangea, boxwood, viburnum, sorry. hosta, or some sort of similar fern and other shrubs. And that is in addition to a few existing trees that will remain. Here is the proposed floor plan with some of the roof ridges are showing in this as well. And as you can see, again, the majority of the addition is on the lower portion of this shot, which is the front of the home. This is the proposed front elevation. The home will feature some horizontal siding as well as some vertical siding towards the roof pitches. And it will keep the existing garage panel style door. Here's the new left side elevation on the top and the new right side elevation. Here are proposed colors and materials. Composite roof, which will match the existing color and appearance of the current roof. Some gray stone columns, a light stained wood front door. The paint sample is pictured at the bottom, but it's pretty washed out. You can tell it's white, so it's white on this slide. But we have the color sample on the, you can see it a little bit better on that materials and colors board. So it's consistent with several design guidelines, which makes it, visually pleasing, assured that the porch, fascia, and trim are included for character, carefully selected colors, the hardscape in the front yard is minimized, and the light fixtures are in scale and appropriately placed. So our recommendation, staff recommends that the commission accept the exemption from CEQA and approve the project, subject to the attached conditions of approval, with any modifications that may be directed by the ARC. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do we have any questions?
The one question I had on the landscape side of it, are there any current planning guidelines which require that the landscape start a few feet away from the building line? I mean, is there any current guidelines that, just from a fire standpoint, or?
There are some, I think there's some brand new guidelines that just came out for certain areas that are designated very high fire zones.
Okay.
And those are only applicable in those zones, so would not be applicable here. And I believe that's what you're referencing is the
Yes.
brand new guidelines. Yeah. So only in the very high, that's my understanding. It's only in the very high fire zones.
Ben?
No questions at this time.
All right. Remind me again why this is, why it got kicked to our review.
Mostly the front addition element, the fact that the majority of the addition is to the front side and would alter the roof significantly as well.
So just significant streetscape change. Okay, thanks. All right. Now is an opportunity for the applicant or the homeowner to speak. Anyone representing the homeowner or project applicant?
Yes, if you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. I mean, you guys have covered well.
Come on up to the mic, please. And you're not required to say anything. It's just in case you wanted to add anything or if we had any questions for the applicant.
Yeah, just a couple of questions on the roof, since the roof, when the new addition, the roof that goes over it seems to be much shallower. It doesn't seem to follow the same profile as the rest of the roofs. And was there any attempt made to somehow work out that geometry a little differently than what is currently in the design?
Do you mean with this front elevation? or-
Yeah, with the frontal, where the garage is extended and the shed roof that comes on top seems to be a much shallower slope than the rest. of the
Oh,
roofs.
so you're talking about on the side elevation, not this
Right,
one
right,
that's shown
yeah.
currently? Yes, so the main reason for that is we were trying to maintain the existing ridge of the home for the vast majority of it. So you can see on the very far right there, it says 14'4" is the height of the existing structure. in order to keep that and not have the house get, because the addition is entirely across the front. The home in Pleasant Hill has very specific minimum depths of the garage. So when we were taking, I think, 8 feet on the back of the garage, we essentially had to add that 8 feet back to the front of the garage to maintain that minimum size that Pleasant Hill needs for that garage depth. So we kind of had two choices. One is to make the house significantly taller, or the other is to use this kicked out shed roof that isn't really visible to anyone because of the fencing. And that way we could maintain the current height of the home, which I think is less impactful, in terms of the other homes in the neighborhood, because we didn't want this house to get all of a sudden 5 or 6 feet higher than every one of its neighbors. Because as you know, that area of Pleasant Hill, pretty much all the homes have the same floor plan. So if we go back to the front elevation, I do think that it's an improvement on the elevation, but still, kind of respects the neighborhood in terms of these 5 and 12 roof pitch that we have already on the most visible element, which is going to be that double gable with the new front porch.
So was it also cost driven? Because changing the roof would have been another major cost impact, right?
Yeah, if we wanted to match that same 5 and 12 pitches, everything else, it would have had to get significantly
Okay.
taller. So that was kind of the main reason not to do it, in my opinion.
Another very minor comment was the ridge itself. I think the new ridge doesn't seem to align with the existing ridge. There seems to be a very slight offset between the two. If you look at the roof plan.
You're right. I think that just might be a print. It is a 14'4". I think that was just an error on the print or something. But they do align. That ridge
Okay.
runs all
So
the way
there is no
through.
jog in
No,
the ridge. Okay.
That good catch. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all I had.
Just looks like the gable end on the back side should be drawn a little further back. And then it's just
It's a graphic.
it's a graphic thing. It should look like the elevations.
So, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
No questions, Ben?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right, the public hearing is open. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this item? All right, seeing none, we'll close the hearing and bring it back to the commission for discussion.
Those were my only comments.
I think it's similar to what we see done on a lot of homes.
Mhm.
And will fit the neighborhood.
Commissioner Johansson, get your mic on.
I turned it off. Yeah, no, I think it's consistent with what we're seeing for a lot of the homes in the area. So
Yep. All right, yeah, it looks good. Nice improvement. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
I see the number. I move to approve application ENT 2025-0019 at 260 Nancy Lane.
I second.
okay,
Commissioner Johansson,
Yes.
Commissioner Patari,
Yes.
and Chair Nelson.
yes. All right, good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, next item. 6.2 on the agenda is ENT 2025-0015, Neuro Vet Sign Permit, 425 Gregory Lane, Suites 101, 102, and 103. Staff report?
Yes, thank you. Hello again. I'm now presenting for the NeuroVet signs that are proposed at 425 Gregory Lane, Suites 101, 102, and 103. ENT 2025-0016. The project request involves replacing one existing wall sign with the NeuroVet name and logo. The other sign involves a new freestanding sign in a front planter, which also would include the NeuroVet name, logo, and an arrow to direct traffic to the rear of the building. This is the project location, 425 Gregory Lane. The crossroads are Cars and Helen Road. Here's an aerial view. This actually shows the backside of the building, which are the subject suites. Does this have a, doesn't work? Okay. So this is the back angle, but this is not the view from the street. The view from the street shows the upper suites that are on the other side. So these suites in question are only visible from the rear parking lot, which is part of the reason why one of the signs is being proposed. So here's a street view into the parking lot. The one visible freestanding sign that exists is considered an address sign. So it's 425 for the address. The freestanding proposed sign would be in the planter in the center, further into the parking lot, not this closest planter that you can see, but the one further back with the tree. That will be where the freestanding sign would go, and the proposed wall sign is on the rear. These are the adjacent properties, the suites on the upper side that are visible somewhat from the street and from the front parking lot. This is the proposed site plan. A indicates where the freestanding sign is proposed. B indicates where the wall sign is proposed. And you can see the entrance to the parking lot is on the upper left side of this shot. And the parking lot only serves this one building with a mature canopy of trees around the perimeter. This is an elevation of the proposed wall sign. The existing sign that was there is basically in the same spot with the same dimensions. Here are some details of the proposed wall sign. It would be 2 feet and 11 3/4 inches tall and 3 feet and 7 inches wide. The proposed materials are gold paint and black paint, and on top of 1/2 inch thick acrylic letters, which are painted black and gold to match the branding colors. And it would be stud mounted to the building. Here's the proposed freestanding sign that's in that planter. The arrow is a key element of this sign, which points visitors, guests, anyone going into the parking lot down that driveway towards NeuroVet, particularly because there is another veterinary office on the front side in that front parking lot. So this provides clarity between the locations of the 2 vets that are in this building. Here are the details of the proposed freestanding sign, which would be 5 feet tall by 3 feet wide. And the colors would match the wall sign. They would include 3M black vinyl as proposed and 3M gold vinyl as proposed. We have included in our staff report a request to discuss this material and whether you would recommend a more durable material. The proposed signs are consistent with some of the design guidelines that we have. They efficiently advertise the business to passersby. The message would be simple and concise, and the colors, readability, and compatibility are consistent with these design guidelines. There's a few discussion items for these signs today. The design guidelines require that margins on signs be at least 1/5 of the total height of the sign. Staff believes this is a possible discussion topic for potentially having smaller margins on that freestanding sign to better relay that message, especially to cars who are driving by. Potentially the smaller margins could be clearer to cars that are driving into the parking lot and easier to read when trying to make a quick decision. The second discussion item would be, as previously mentioned, whether ARC would recommend more durable materials instead of vinyl for that freestanding sign, and whether additional landscaping would be warranted for the area around the proposed freestanding sign, even though the sign does not include a solid base. So staff recommends that the commission accept the exemption from CEQA for this project and approve the project, subject to the attached conditions of approval with any modifications that may be directed by the ARC.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have questions?
Do we have color samples for this project?
I did not obtain color samples for this meeting. I apologize.
Okay. Another question is about, this seems like the freestanding sign is in very close proximity to a tree. And just wondering if that's been looked at. Is this gonna hurt the tree?
I think given that it doesn't have a solid base, we did not consider, they have not submitted like an arborist report or any
I
analysis,
saw
but
It looked like there's,
it's.
15-inch piers going down.
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's a valid comment.
Okay,
We did not look into it.
okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell how exactly close it is too.
You're good? Okay. Is the applicant here or, okay, come on up if you'd like. Actually, we probably have a couple questions, I'm thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you. Great job. Just to kind of piggyback on that a little bit, the biggest thing with
Let me
this.
stop you real quick and just your name.
Oh, Eric Johnson. I'm the owner and one of the neurologists at NeuroVet.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
The big thing about this is your first inclination to go into that is always to go into the left. And the people upstairs are very lovely, but they are sick of getting my mail and all the deliveries too. So this is like a great way, especially once we start to have clients, because we're not open yet. We're open in about 2 months, to kind of direct everyone down the hill. Because it's kind of a weird property where it's like built into a hill. It's a really cool property, but a little bit different. So that's a big thing. And that's kind of why we came up with the sign. I know it's a little bit larger, than the guidelines, but I think that it's kind of good for the space. The other thing too that you mentioned about the tree, it doesn't look there, but there's actually a lot of space there too. So even if we wanted to move it up further away from the tree, that's totally fine. Doesn't look like there's that much space because obviously, for me too, I want it. That tree's awesome too, and all the greenery around it is part of the reason why I like the property so much too. So not trying to affect anything with that. Yeah.
Okay. This issue of the vinyl, the material
Yeah.
and the durability, do you have any thoughts on why vinyl was chosen?
That's a good question. I don't, specifically. I am not the best with this. I didn't know vinyl specifically wasn't the most hardy of thing. That was kind of my sign guy that chose that too. But I'm on board to discuss if we want something hardier as well. I don't know what those options are, but to me, I thought vinyl was relatively hardy, but once again, this would be my first sign that I'm putting up, so I don't know.
You don't do this every day?
No, this would be one of one. So yeah.
I mean, I think it's more that we typically, everyone knows what vinyl is and we typically get more rigid materials, plastics, metals, that sort of thing that just is more durable and weather resistant. So I think, it's long-term aesthetics, right?
Yeah.
And then your cost to keep it, to maintain it. And so I don't think there's anything we have. Is there a design guidelines? Is it in the design guidelines?
We have general design guidelines that speak to just having high quality durable materials. We don't have anything that specifically says no vinyl.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is why we brought it up, simply just for a discussion.
Okay.
I mean, I'm actually glad that you brought it up because I would have literally never thought of this as someone who does not do the signs. So, I mean, it is something that I would even look into regardless of what y'all decide, because I agree, like, I'd much rather put up the sign once and not have to replace it or maintain it anyways.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Obviously there'll be a cost difference with,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
in the long run, it might be cheap.
yeah, more cost now than less cost later.
Okay. Anyone have any comments? Or-
I think just one minor comment. These piers that are supporting, they seem to be flush with the grade. It may make sense to raise them a little bit, like a couple of inches off the grade.
Yeah, yeah.
Because right now the metal seems to be going right into the grade.
It does, and it's obviously hard to make these things perfect. There's a lot more room there than it looks, and it's kind of like the top of the hill, but I do like that too, because when you're going down, also when you drive in there too, it's a little bit of a downslope too, but even from my perspective, I like it raising a little bit, getting it in your kind of line of sight is a great idea. Yeah.
I have nothing. Done. Good.
Yeah, I mean, gold and black, I can picture what gold and black are, I guess.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I didn't read that. I apologize.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, do we have anyone else who would like to speak on this item? All right, seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing and bring it back for discussion. I'm looking at you since it's your last hearing with
Oh,
us,
I
so
mean-
giving you your opportunity to
I would,
speak.
I mean, maybe just, there could be some condition to help guarantee the health of the tree.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the exact location of the sign, is it any sight distance issue at the intersection of like, do we have flexibility to move it or for them to move it around? Like, say they start getting into the dirt and there's a big root there and could they bump it up and not violate any safety issue?
So engineering did add a condition addressing the site visibility ordinance. Right now, it will be reviewed with the building permit or whatever permit follows this one. I believe at this moment right now, unless the applicant can prove that it's not within the site visibility triangle, it is not in compliance.
It's not in compliance?
From the diagram that I saw up on the PowerPoint,
Or is it too
no.
tall? I mean, if it was like 3 feet, it would be fine, maybe, but
Yes.
it's 5 feet.
So the rule is 2.5 feet
Okay.
from the top of curb or 3 feet if there is no curb. So, and then up to 7 feet. Can I see that one more time? I cannot see because the TV is angled. Oh, on this side. Let's see, it's between, actually, let's see, it's 2 feet, so it might have to be lifted up a little bit higher. But we can discuss this after this meeting. I don't think it's anything that needs to be significantly altered.
So they could leave it in the same spot and raise it, you're saying, to see under?
Yes, I think it's 2, well, actually, no, that wouldn't be right. It would have to be outside of the triangle if it's blocking between that 2.5 and 7 foot window, I believe. But I need to look at the condition one more time for the exact numbers.
I would maybe push it back toward the tree. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have to comply with the requirement. So I guess we have to, and do we have to have any amendments to the conditions of approval here then? Or, I mean, you said you have a condition
No,
to make it
it's
comply.
being addressed in the
So-
condition.
So we kind of, I mean, by approving it, we're saying it's okay for it to be taller. If that's
Yeah, I mean,
if
we're
that's
just
how
kind
how they deal with the issue.
Reviewing the sign itself more than the location and height and
Yeah.
all
Yeah. Okay.
that. Because it might have to be less than 2.5 feet tall to make it comply,
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
which I
then-
think would still be visible and still serve the purpose of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smaller. I'm trying to imagine it flipped to the other side of the driveway too. Because that would eliminate any
Yeah.
site triangle things and whether or not that would work.
Do we want to add that flexibility to the conditions, to the approval?
If that's helpful, sure. I wouldn't have an issue. It doesn't look like, it just looks like there's some shrubbery, low plantings over there.
Okay. And what about the vinyl?
We can go with this much more durable material.
I mean, should
So-
we require or give them the option? You can go back and talk to his sign guy.
I mean, it's beneficial to the project, right? I mean,
Yeah.
long term, instead of a short term, long term.
Yeah, I mean, they could do a sign more like on the wall sign where you have just a white aluminum panel with acrylic letters on it.
Yeah.
An acrylic arrow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
I'm not an expert on signs and durability of signs.
yeah. Well, I would say then, I guess to summarize, there's this issue with it not necessarily complying with our safety requirement there. So I think we want to have some flexibility that it could either be raised or
Lowered.
lowered. Does not be where it is now.
It would have to be raised considerably.
It would most likely need to be lowered.
Yeah. And,
This-
or
yeah.
move it on the other side of the driveway.
Yeah, it could either be moved outside of the site distance triangle or raised or lowered. I think
Yeah.
there's some flexibility on the placement that the applicant can accommodate.
So if we were to, I don't have the conditions in front of me, but amend the conditions to allow that flexibility, whichever condition it is, condition or conditions to allow for the relocation or shortening or raising. Geez.
A smaller sign,
Yeah.
shorter.
Okay. Haley, were you going to say
I would
something?
say, I think so the way the engineering condition is written is just simply that the sign must comply. The direction I'm hearing, I think if you add a new condition that simply says in order to, if necessary, in order to comply with the site distance, and then lists what you're flexible with, that
Yeah.
might be a good way to approach it.
Yeah. I think that's what we want to do.
And then do we want to condition more durable?
I don't know if I want to condition that it be more durable, but I think give the flexibility
Okay.
to go back to the sign manufacturer and talk about what. Yeah, okay. I mean, maybe like, such as a
Acrylic.
copy of the acrylic wall sign, basically. Reproducing that would be fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's not a condition. So just the one condition? About
Well,
flexibility?
that's got to be an amendment to a condition, right? That it could be as proposed or a different material. That's a question.
You're talking about the vinyl piece? You
Yeah,
could-
yeah.
Yeah, you could, I don't know if you want to list
that a
some
more
options,
durable-
more durable.
Maybe.
Maybe reviewed
Yeah.
by staff.
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, in the same design.
Same
modify-
design.
Yep.
More durable material
Is acceptable.
is acceptable, reviewed and approved by staff. Okay. I think that was it.
Okay,
Would anyone like to make a motion with those changes?
sure, I'll make a motion.
All right.
Okay, I'd like to make, where's the other number? A motion to approve ENT 2025-0015, the Neuro Vet sign permit at 425 Gregory Lane. With the added conditions that this shortening the sign or moving it to the opposite side of the driveway are acceptable in order to comply with site distance triangle issues, and that a more durable material for the freestanding sign is also acceptable in the same design.
I can second it.
Commissioner Johansson,
Yes.
Commissioner Patari,
Yes.
and Chair Nelson.
Yes. All right,
Thank
thank you. I need that back.
Okay.
Okay. Next item is staff communications.
The only thing I'll just mention, as you already have, is that tonight is Commissioner Johansson's last meeting. We will be formally recognizing him at an upcoming meeting. But I just wanted, since this is his last meeting on the commission, I wanted to highlight that.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
We didn't get to resolve the pond issue.
Oh, yes, the pond.
I still have my ongoing grievances with the gates behind Ace, but overall, I
Well, now you can write.
feel
in
like the
and-
city's in a better place.
We're in a better place thanks to you. We appreciate your service on the commission. And now you'll be able to, you could submit public comments. on
No,
those
and I hear
items
that
and
like
be,
the red color on the old Kelly Moore, it's gonna come to you guys. and
Yeah.
You guys can resolve that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
You've added a lot to the discussions over the years I've been on the commission.
No, it's been an enjoyable experience.
Good.
Glad to do it.
All right. Upcoming projects and future meetings?
Nothing specific to report, but our next meeting is September 4th.
All right, next scheduled meeting. And that would be the adjournment, adjourn to the next scheduled meeting of the Architectural Review Commission. That is scheduled for September 4th, 2025 at 5 PM. And with that, we are adjourned.